I remember when the women's soccer team in '99 won the World Cup, and that celebration, I mean, that was a pivotal moment for women's sports. I think this, was the next great moment for women's sports, and the fact that it was volleyball, and again, I keep coming back to it's Lincoln, Nebraska. We always talk about we're the epicenter, and again, we say we have the greatest fans, we do. And volleyball is a state treasure here, and the fact that we were able to pull this off, it just proves all that.
The impossible is possible. There's no place like Nebraska.
We can do some amazing things together, and our team did that. And I'll tell you this, we've got as talented people in the athletic department at the University of Nebraska across the board as anybody in the country. Nobody does what we do.
When Wisconsin broke our attendance record, we said, hey, we got to get it back.
Record crowd of almost 16,000 got to watch Nebraska and Creighton play in a 5-set thriller.
On Friday, UW can top Nebraska again. The Huskers just set the regular season record for largest crowd 9 days ago.
So Trev and I met, and we looked at PBA. There was no way we could get enough people in PBA to break the record.
So my next question was, well, what do we have to do? We got to play at CHI, do we have to play at Pinnacle? And they said, no, unfortunately, we don't have a venue that's large enough to be able to break the record, so they're going to hold it. And I said, well, actually, we do have a venue.
Trev goes, let's go do a stadium match. I'm like, yeah, right. And walked out thinking, yeah, right.
That was kind of a flippant comment, a bit of a joke, never really. And then, the more I thought about it, the more I thought, well, what if we did try to do that?
Between Trev and John in the room together, the idea came from that room. I think just John knowing that the record was out there and Trev behind it all the way is what maybe gave the final push to get us to where we were actually wheels turning and we're going to make this event happen.
Breaking news in the volleyball world.
Nebraska Volleyball's match in Memorial Stadium.
Volleyball Day in Nebraska. How awesome is that?
And next thing you know, we're rolling on it, and they've got a plan how to do it.
I think for all of us in the department, then it was like, okay, this is real, and now we got to get to business, making sure that the presentation is at an elite level.
I really started believing like we might be able to do this. But to be honest with you, when the tickets went on sale and I heard the system crashed and they're saying like, oh wow, we might get to 60 to 80. And I was just thinking, oh, this is like fake Twitter news, they do those fake things on Twitter. I'm thinking, okay, this is like somebody's messing around here. That's what really was my first thought, like there's no way. And then here we go.
The reality is I thought if we had 30,000 people, that'd be pretty cool. I mean, when was the last time 30,000 people watched a volleyball game?
To hear that we're going to be playing in the football field and we could potentially sell it out, I was like, this is insane.
I think probably initially when it was first announced, a lot of people were like, yeah, let's see.
I don't think there's any way we sell at the stadium. It's on a Wednesday night. People from Western Nebraska can't come in the middle of the week. So I thought they're kind of hurting their chances, but they'll still sell, 30 or 40,000 tickets maybe was my guess.
Gotta set the alarm, make sure we get the tickets so I can get Best Mom Award.
And then the day the tickets went on sale and they sold out in like an hour and a half, I think, of the first bunch. And so it was just really exciting to see the support that came forward.
The Huskers website shows no more seats are open on its interactive map. This came less than 24 hours after they became available yesterday morning.
I think if anybody knows Nebraska, they know that you guys do sellouts. And because of that, we knew that not only was it going to be a sellout, but the stands would be full. Like not just the tickets bought and whatever, like bodies were going to be in seats, and that meant a completely different story.
In case anybody needed a reminder who has the best fans in all of college sports, Volleyball Day in Nebraska is officially sold out.
When the sellout was announced, I think that caught more people's attention.
I really think that people just thought, well, even if I don't watch volleyball on the regular, you know, this is going to be special and I want to be there for it.
The record for a volleyball game belongs in the state of Nebraska.
The day before the event, Kennedy wrote a card to everybody on the team and with a rose. So that night I read it when I got home and got really emotional reading it. And then we had the pep rally, and I was going to read the whole card to the whole pep rally in the Coliseum, but I couldn't do it.
Oh my goodness, he was an emotional wreck. He was in full grandpa mode. There's multiple sides to everyone, but coach has two very significant ones. He's either coach or grandpa. And that day, as much as he wanted to be coach, like, we need to focus on UNO. Okay, we got to clean up passing, we got to clean up serving, we need to thump it. I don't care about the win, I don't care about this. When he saw what was going on and how much this program means to us and the fan base, like, he was taking it all in just as much as we were.
Being on that stage and how they handled it, how they handled the pep rally, interacting with those kids, and that was a long day for us. They sensed the moment being a role model and how many young girls they were going to impact.
The one that looked just like me, her name was Nevaeh, so they brought her out, and I could notice like she had some emotions, and she was obviously wearing my jersey, so I was like, oh, this is so cool. She gets on the mic and just starts breaking down, and then I heard my name. She's like, I need Becca Alec. And so without hesitation, I ran over. Hey, big girl. I just knew that I needed to be there for her, and having someone break down over me, it made me realize that like what I do and what I stand for and how I play, it's a lot more than what I think it is. It's not just me showing up for practice, and it's not just me playing hard. Like, I'm representing somebody. I constantly told myself, I'm like, okay, if I don't see anybody that looks like me in my position, I'm gonna be the first. And so when I saw her dressed like me, looked like me, I'm like, oh my goodness.
Each and every one of you, and there's a reason that there's no place like Nebraska, and that we have the best fan base in the nation, in the world. So thank you so much. We hope to hear you nice and loud tonight at Memorial Stadium. Go Big Red!
Simply, it's so exciting. I mean, you just couldn't be on. At first, they didn't picture filling the place, but quickly they did, and as they filled it up, boy, that became quite the event.
And I tell you what, this is great for the sport of volleyball, great for women's sports in general. I think this is a once-in-a-lifetime deal. This will be remembered for a long time.
One thing going into this game we talked to John Cook about was he was really happy to see high school students and middle school students, club athletes, be able to go to a game, because a lot of times at Devaney they can't get in or can't get tickets because it's the hottest ticket in Lincoln.
There's no distance too far for Husker fans when it comes to witnessing history.
Teams across the metro have canceled practice and loaded up buses to head down to Lincoln.
They know these players. They've played with them, they've watched them, they've been mentored by them, and to get to see them on this big stage, it only gives them confidence to be able to do the exact same thing.
We had so many subs that day because teachers were leaving to go and enjoy the game. And in history class, we talked about the history of Nebraska volleyball, and it was really just a citywide event.
wonder all the time, like, why us? Like, why do I, born at this time, graduated this day, made all of these decisions that led me to this exact point where I am now walking out where a bunch of great football players have walked, and I'm going to run out to 92,000 people.
I was just happy to be a part of it and getting to lead our team out there on the tunnel walk.
I think the national anthem and the flyover really got a lot of people in.
Greetings, Nebraska, and welcome inside a football stadium. Serve goes moves across to Nebraska. Great attack. Andy Jackson. Kaboom! 21-10 big red. The Seaballs out the race tonight. That's a total jump over the line. Nebraska. There it is. Right side there, Beaton blocks out covered. And now the Huskies. Straight left. Attack there by Cozy. And she's on the board. Nebraska's got a full 2 lead. Set up the offense. Bump set by Libero to the right front. Big rip. Amanda Hunt. She's stopped by Becca Allen.
Anything over 91,648 eclipses the highest attendance ever for a women's sporting event. 91,648 is the magic number. We'll find out momentarily.
Nebraska is now a world record holder.
That roar is because we're going to get our answer on what the attendance is. World record achieved. 92,003 people going through the turnstiles, having a ticket scan here tonight. This was sold out in 48 hours, this event. We thought there was a pretty good chance. Now we know it. What a moment for women's sports, this sport, and for this state and this program in Nebraska.
Guys, thank you. As we say, we have the best fans in the country. You guys proved it.
Once the game ended and I took my IFB out and, ripped my headset off, I remember hugging Connor and just saying, we're a part of history. This is the coolest thing that I probably will ever cover.
It's a record setter in Nebraska. It's a record setter for women's sports.
I haven't seen something like that in a long time.
Talk about big red indeed. It was just a sea of red.
And a big record for women's sports attendance.
It's not a Taylor Swift concert or Beyonce, that was the girls' volleyball team.
History in the heartland. Something very, very special happened at the University of Nebraska last night.
In a sea of red, they cheered by the tens of thousands.
The largest attendance for a women's sports event in history just took place in Lincoln, Nebraska.
92,003. That is the record-breaking number of
92,003 people there to see it at Memorial Stadium to see Volleyball Day, one of the best programs in the world.
More than 92,000 people filled Memorial Stadium.
It's not every day that a college volleyball game needs to upgrade its venue to a football stadium.
And you got to give credit where credit is due.
I remember the games in the Coliseum, and to think that they, sold out at Memorial Stadium. absolutely amazing.
You look at women's volleyball, 92,000 people showed up at a women's volleyball game. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And
What did it feel like to play in front of more than 90,000 people?
I think the whole day was it was super emotional for all of us.
Nothing's ever going to live up to this event because of how big it was and how big of a celebration of our sport that it was. You can do it again, but it's never going to replicate the same feel that we had on August 30th.
Just a lot of gratitude. Like I've said this before, like I wonder all the time, like why us? And so when I'm walking out there, my biggest thing was taking it in.
I feel like this event really showed people there really is no place like Nebraska. People say it all the time, and I'm lucky enough to have had experiences playing in a lot of other places, and I 100% believe there is no place like Nebraska, and putting on an event like this and having the fan support like this, I feel like really confirms that, and just it shows the world there really is no place like Nebraska. So it's something I'll always be proud to have been a part of.
The alumni was so incredibly gracious to have the opportunity to be back for it, but also to reminisce about the, where the program had come from.
We were able to hear from people from different decades who just had completely different experiences as to what volleyball was when they were playing here.
They were the foundation to help get that team out on a court in Memorial Stadium and with 92,000 fans. And I really hope they walked away feeling a part of that and really feeling that this is a family, and we wouldn't be where we were today and this event wouldn't happen without the alumni. When you look at the records that we surpassed, when you think of World Cup soccer and you think at the world stage and soccer, the impact it has across the world, and then you put a collegiate volleyball match up against that and we're able to beat that record, I think that's one reason it grabbed so much attention across the world.
When I played, we were in the Coliseum, but we were selling out most matches. We started the sellout streak my last year. But we heard from people who played 20 years before me who they would try to get football fans to come in after a football game. They'd be like, show your ticket stub, and I don't know, you got popcorn and something for $1 if you'd come support the volleyball team. And they would set up the chairs before the match themselves. And I mean, it's been a very long journey, I think, of women dedicating themselves and being willing to sacrifice to play a sport that we all loved, to get to the point where our team can go down there and they can play in front of 92,000 fans. Like, that's insane.
Yeah, I would definitely say after feeling that or seeing that atmosphere, sky's the limit. As a girl, growing up and seeing that, and you're like, wow, I'm in Lincoln, Nebraska, and this is what's happening here. We're setting world records, and this stadium is full of people for women playing volleyball. So I would definitely say the sky's the limit, and yeah, dream big, go for it.
Was there risk? Sure. And I'd have had to stand up and say, I'm sorry, we tried, but look at the reward. Just go make it happen.
We were dreaming big to put this on, but we also, there was maybe a little fear behind it, but we had to be fearless and go ahead and go for it. You have to be willing to take a risk on a big stage, and that's exactly what our program did on Wednesday night, and I think our team walked away with the confidence now to go into the season and be more willing to put that on the court.
I think her comments will forever resonate with me. She's one of my #1 hype men, my twin sister Hannah, and how you wanted a name for yourself and you wanted to be a part of something big, like you're doing it. And she posted, she's like, you're living out the dream.
Tonight, the impossible will become possible. And when I still say that, I feel this emotion. We did the impossible.
Soaking it all in, Coach? Are you soaking it all in?
Yeah, we've dreamed big here tonight. We really dreamed big. And again, I think Kennedy Orr wrote me a note today and said, Coach, tonight we'll do the impossible will be possible. We did it.